Hey guys, so I know a few people have had trouble with the color sampler assignment 1A. So my daughter and I are going to kind of show you how to do this. So if you hear some little grunts, that's her in the background. That's her right there. Okay, so I'm going to do mine on Gustav Klimt's painting The Kiss. You can do it on any image you'd like. So I just did a Google search and found this. And I'm going to right click or control click on a Mac here and say Save Image As. And I'll go ahead and just save this to my desktop. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go to my desktop and I'll find the kiss and I'm just going to drag it into Photoshop, into that icon of Photoshop so it'll open up. Okay, this is the piece we're going to sample colors from. So I'm also going to make two new pieces. So I'll say Command N or File New, and each one will be 800 pixels wide by 600 pixels high, 72 dots per inch, so it's web quality. And to start with, because you usually can only choose white, background color, transparent, I have black as my background color, so I'll do one white and one black. So here's my white one. We'll do another new one. Again, 800 by 600. Make sure you're on pixels, not inches. And I'll say background color. Okay, so I've got a black one and a white one. Alright, here's what we're going to do. On our white piece, make sure your rulers are up. If they're not, go to View, Rulers. Okay, and drag out two guides that approximately cuts this into 3. And I can use my Move tool if I don't think I got that quite right. Anyway, something like that. Okay? Then what we're going to do is go back to our image that we're working with, and we're going to use the eyedropper tool. It's right here, or the shortcut is pressing I, and we're going to sample a color. You'll notice that now it's in your foreground over here. Go to your white image. Thank you, Eden, for good help. Choose your rectangular marquee and make sure View Snap is checked. This will help you. Oops. Let's see. Make sure this is on. Make sure this is on normal. And click and drag, and it should snap to your guide. Yeah. Under your gradient tool, you'll find the paint bucket tool. Go ahead and fill that with that first color. Okay. Select deselect, or you'll see Command D. Okay. Go back to your painting. Choose a different color. So get your eyedropper tool. Use I, and maybe I'll choose one of these browns. Go to your white piece again. Select the middle section with your rectangular marquee, and I'm going to use shortcut G to get back to my paint bucket tool. Click it, Command D to deselect. Back to the painting. I for your eyedropper. Let's do one of these greens. Yep, thank you. Thank you. Good help over here. My cheering section. Okay, rectangular marquee. Select and fill that with your foreground color that the eyedropper selected. Okay, now we're going to make 2 more copies of this. So you can do that by either right-clicking and choosing Duplicate Layer on your background layer in your Layers palette, going to Layer, Duplicate Layer, or just saying Command J twice. Okay, on this top one, go ahead, press D, or choose this little icon over in your color area at the bottom of your tools palette for your default colors. And under the paint bucket, choose the gradient tool. Now your gradient presets are up top here. Make sure you're in foreground to transparent. Transparent looks like a checkerboard. If you don't see these up here, reset your gradients right under this little setting. It says reset gradients and say OK. sorry. I'm sorry. Aren't you going to help me? Okay, so we're choosing that gradient. And so on this, with this top layer active, I'm just going to click. So that's where the foreground color, the black, will start, and drag it all the way up. You can hold Shift if you want it to stay straight, and let go. So wherever I drag this to, that's where it will be completely transparent and it blends between the two. Okay? Turn the visibility off, make the second layer active, switch which color's in the foreground. So now it'll be going white to transparent. Okay? Do the same thing. Click. Or maybe, you know, I'm going to undo that actually. Maybe I'll go from the top down. Top, down, holding Shift. So it's completely white where I started it, completely transparent where I ended it. Okay? Take the visibility off that, make the background layer active. This time, do the white again, but just bring it to approximately half. So it's transparent in the middle. Switch foreground and background colors again, and do the same with your background up to approximately halfway. Okay? Okay, so we're going to use these to sample colors from them and place them on my black document that I made, okay? So I'll make the top layer active. I'll choose my rectangular marquee again. And I'm going to change from normal to fixed size. I want this to be a little square and I want them all to be the same. And I think by default this will say 64 pixels. So I'm just going to type that back in because that's actually a good size for us to work with, just a little square. Now you want to get one sort of middle color and then one shade and one tint. So the shades are where you've started adding black and the tints are where you've added white. Okay, so here I'll get kind of a middle tone yellow. I'm going to say Edit Copy or Command C, and then I'll go back to my black layer, my black document here, and say Edit Paste or Command V. Okay, and I can use my move tool to kind of move that in place over here. Okay, now if I use my rectangular marquee again, I can just grab a tint of that yellow down, or sorry, this is a shade of the yellow down here. Command C, back here, Command V. Okay, I'll move that under yellow. Okay, back here. We're going to go ahead and do these two, and then we'll go to our light layer. So get your rectangular marquee. I think W. Nope, that's the wand. What is this one? Let me see what the shortcut is so I can do it next time. M. Okay. So we'll get a middle brown. Command C. Command V. Move it. Okay. And I think I said M for the marquee. Okay. So we'll grab a shade. Command C. Command V. And V is your move tool. So I'll move that in place. Back here. M. Get a middle green. Command C. Command V. V is your move tool. Move that in place. And M for the marquee, get a shade of the green. Command C. Command V. V is your move tool. Move that in place. Okay. Now we'll take the visibility off this layer. Go to our light layer. Use your marquee. And again, now we're getting tints of these colors. Okay, so a light yellow. Command C. Command V. V to move it. And I'll put this at the top. Okay. Go back to your other piece. M for the marquee. So get a light brown. Command C. Command V. V for the move tool. And if I think I'm going too light on these, I can always put a different one up. Maybe I will. Let me try that one again. Let's see. So M, maybe I'll go a little more down here. Command C, Command V. So I'll erase the last layer because it just looks like not that different from the other one that I did with the yellow. Okay, V for my move tool. Oops. Make the right layer active. Okay. And Command C, Command V, V for move tool. Put those all in place. Now if I want to scoot all these down a little, I have the top one selected, just hold Shift and click so they're all selected, all these layers, and we'll click and we can just drag it down a little. And I could, similarly, if they were too big or too little, I could transform them at this point. I could say Edit, Free Transform, or Command T, but mine are, I think, okay. Okay, now go back here to your document with the color sample on it and deselect, and then we're going to select all, or Command A, and make the background active. Copy it, Command C, go to your new document with the black background, Command V, and now we have to transform this, so Command T, and hold Shift and size it from the corner. Okay, so it stays proportionate then, and just kind of move it into place. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll make it a little smaller so I have even more room for my actual piece. Maybe something like that. Maybe I'll even make my samples bigger. So I clicked on either the bottom or the top layer, held Shift, and clicked on the top one I wanted selected. Command T, hold Shift and size from a corner. And press return. That looks pretty good. Go to your original piece, the kiss in this case. Select all, Command A. Right, so that's under select all. Copy it, Command C. And on your black piece, Command V. And again, transform it. Now I'll move this to the top. So Command T, go from a corner, hold Shift, oop, try not to move that centerpiece. We'll talk more about that later, but it's not going to move the whole thing. Basically, that's where it's sizing from. Or if you were to rotate, it's where it would rotate from too. There, that looks pretty good. Return. And I'll just nudge it with my arrows. So it kind of looks like it's in a good spot. Okay, so now I'm done, and I'm just going to save this as a JPEG. So say File, Save As, or Shift, Command S, and change the format down here to JPEG. Follow the directions on how to name it, but usually I ask for your first name and then maybe the name of the assignment. So I didn't look at them right now, but so I'll just say color sampler A. Leave .jpeg in there. Press return. 8 is fine. 8 or higher is fine. And then you want to just attach that file to Laulima in your Dropbox assignments. Hope this helps.